The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog, Rima Seiilova-Olson says slowly and emphatically over Zoom. The simple sentence holds enormous value for mental health care, she explains, smiling as if to acknowledge that it might be less than obvious how a silly phrase could be so meaningful to a computer programmer and leader of an artificial intelligence startup. The short saying contains every letter of the alphabet and phoneme in the English language, says Seiilova-Olson, an immigrant from Kazakhstan who is co-founder and chief scientist of Kintsugi Mindful Wellness. Kintsugi believes these sounds offer invaluable insight that can help mental health providers better support people with depression and anxiety. The Bay Area-based company is building AI software that analyzes short clips of speech to detect depression and anxiety. This so-called voice biomarker software is being integrated into clinical call centers, telehealth services and remote monitoring apps to screen and triage patients reaching out for support, helping providers more quickly and easily assess their needs and respond. Seiilova-Olson, 36, first met co-founder and CEO Grace Chang, 40, a Taiwanese immigrant now based in Berkeley, in 2019 at an OpenAI hackathon in San Francisco. Surprised to cross paths at a male-dominated event, the women began comparing notes about their respective personal challenges trying to access mental health care. Seiilova-Olson had struggled to secure a therapist during postpartum depression with her first child, and when Chang had needed her own. But this was really a challenge. As engineers, they viewed the dilemma differently than clinicians might. We saw this as an infrastructure problem, where you have so many people trying to jam through that front door, Chang explains. But there's just not a lot of visibility as to who is severely depressed or anxious, who is low to moderate. And if we could provide this information to those frontline practitioners, then we'd maybe have an opportunity to greatly alleviate that bottleneck. Kintsugi was born out of that idea in 2019. It sits in a competitive space of health tech startups like Ellipsis Health and Winterlight Labs that are using voice biomarkers to detect mental health or cognitive issues, built on research showing that certain linguistic patterns and characteristics of a person's voice can be correlated with psi. Kintsugi last year raised $8 million in seed funding led by Acrew Capital, and in February, announced it had closed a $20 million series round led by Insight Partners, which valued the company at nearly $85 million, according to PitchBook.